Yo, what up YouTube? Welcome back to another video. I've only done one other videos like this, and that's a tier list video. The last one I did was a Gibraltar skin tier list. This video is going to be what legend works best with Gibraltar. A rating from A tier to F tier. It's just literally what legends work best with him. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. It's going to be a little different, so hope you guys like it. Alright guys, let's start off by simply just putting Gibby up at the S tier, because that's what this is based off of, is Gibby and what legends work best with him and what's the best ones compared to the worst ones. So starting off, let's go F tier, and it's going to be Bangalore. I do not like playing Bangalore simply because of their smoke. I feel like they run digi threats, and I feel like it just blocks off all kind of view, especially in the bubble. I don't feel like it's helpful at all. Her alt isn't near as good as Gibby's, so throw them both down is kind of pointless because Gibby's is the one that's going to pop off the most. So that's why she's F tier. The last one in F tier is my third favorite legend, Rampart. The reason why I pick Rampart for so low, again, a lot of people just, she's not really a strong legend, and whenever you use her, you have to play around her. So Gibby really gets no say in what's going on because you have to play around the Rampart. Start off with E. No surprise, Crypto's going to be low on the list. The reason why I don't have him F tier is because his alt's still kind of decent, especially it kind of creates chaos in bubble fights. So if the Mirage throws alt down in the bubble, it's a lot of chaos going on for the team to focus on. So it can kind of capitalize in bubble fights, but I still have him down low. It might surprise you guys. Pathfinder, the last one for E tier. The reason I have him down so low is he provides nothing for the bubble fights. His grapples, he can grab off angles. It's not really a crazy thing to do. You don't want to go crazy far anyway while you're fighting in the bubble, because you need to be in there with the Gibby, or at least close by. And his grapple, like his zip line, it doesn't really help Gibby. You still take it, get far distance. It's still a rotation, but it's a big character going slowly across the zip line. It's easy to beam. So I don't really necessarily like playing with Pathfinders for rotation. So that's why I have them down so far on the list. All right, so D tier. We have Ashe. Ashe is a new legend. I haven't really played with Ashe that much. That's why I don't have her up higher. Her rotation's okay. There's still better rotations than Ashe. And I don't feel like her snare really adds any like oomph to bubble fights. So that's why I have her down so low on the list. Again, I really haven't played with her that much, but I still feel like she's not as good in the bubble as other legends. Right next to her, Watson. Watson is another character you have to play around. You have to play buildings with a Watson, and it's pretty much all there is to it. I play with a really good Watson main, so I'm not going to put it any higher just because of how he plays. It's based off of, how it plays with Gibby. And I feel like Watson, you can play buildings a lot better than Rampart. That's why I have her at D status. But again, you have to play around the Watson. The Watson really doesn't play around the Gibby. Lastly, on D tier, Horizon. Again, another rotational character, kind of. Good at getting high ground. It's a lot faster than ziplines, of course. That's why I have her above Pathfinder. But her alt actually works really well with Gibby. Again, it's unlike Bangalore. Her alt works really well, and it kind of combos. But it's not really good to combo a lot in the game because you want to save your alts for different fights. So when you're sitting there throwing a Horizon alt and a Gibby alt at the same time, it's just not working well because the next fight you don't have alts. So it's not good to combine alts to kill one team because you need it for different teams. So that's why I have her so down low on the list. Starting off with C tier. This might surprise you guys that Crypto's so high up, but I feel like Crypto players are really good to fight with Gibbies, because if you're fighting another Gibby team and you alt them, you're going to bait out the bubble. Well, when you bait out the bubble, it's one of those things like with Horizon, you combine alts, but it's 10 times better because now they have zero protection. You throw your alt, they bubble. Now Crypto can use his alt. Now they have no bubble. They're all exposed, and they pretty much probably will die to the alt, all three of them. So that's why I have Crypto up higher than Horizon. Again, it's combining alts, but his works extremely well. Next, Loba. After you fight off teams, your bubble goes away. You need to find protection. I feel like her alt is probably one of the best in the game to get free loot. You can always get the gold bag out of the vaults. I'm sorry, I was brain farting right there for a second. You're able to get gold bag from the vault, which is absolutely huge to do. So if you don't have vault key, especially in this season for ranked, it's good to get that gold bag for Gibby, and Gibby absolutely needs it. It's a necessity for Gibby to have it. So that's why I have Loba so high up on the list. Yeah, she really can't help rotational wise, and her ult's kind of but her ult's really useful for getting loot, especially for teams you just wiped with the ult from third partying. And now you can loot it, so that's why I have her so high up on the list. Um, and I know that was kind of surprising. Lifeline. If you go down as a Gibby, Lifeline is the best character for resing. So the reason why I have her a lot higher than these other characters, even though her ult doesn't do anything, her drone really just only heals you, and that's not really good. All it is her passive. Being able to click on you and still fight is absolutely huge. And now it saves Gibby from trying to bubble res. So now, instead of Gibby doing a fast bubble res, he can bubble, Lifeline can tap the teammate, and you both can now hold the bubble. So that's why I have her so high up on the list, is because she works really well with Gibby, especially in the bubble, being able to res and take focus and stuff like that. Um, because you don't have to focus on the res anymore. The Lifeline does. So that's really huge. And then especially if Lifeline gets a gold back, if you get knocked as Gibby, you come back up with more health, and now you're even more of a threat because you have your arm shield, your Gibby with fortified, and you have that extra health from the gold bag. So that's why she's C tier. Next one, C tier, Seer. Seer is just like a Bloodhound, just not as good radius. I feel like his ult's still pretty good in fights. If you knock somebody with your ult or far away as a Gibby, and him being able to Q that and it just cancel the res, it's absolutely huge. And just be able to spot enemies wherever they're at. If you're fighting in like a building and you have bubble down, or like a small area with bubble down, and he Qs and you're able to see them wherever they go, it's absolutely a huge advantage to take over. So that's why I have Seer at a C tier. Imagine. All right, B tier legends. These are legends that you want to run with imagine, ranked no matter what. First comes first is Wraith. Yes, I know Wraith I don't have as a higher tier, but Wraith is absolutely huge in the bubble. She is a small legend, kind of like Lifeline. They can go in and out really, really well. They're able to take focus because people want to focus the Wraith. She's good at getting out. If you get taken damage, you bubble. She can pour it away, and now your whole team can get completely out. Or she can alt in, like late circle. She can use her portal somewhere in the middle of the chaos. You can all take it. After you take it, you can immediately bubble, and it just works really, really well with Wraith. So that's why I have Wraith so high up. Next is Caustic. Caustic is huge meta in World's Edge. Currently playing with Caustics now in World's Edge and rank up. It's huge. He's one of those characters that, it's an exception to like Rampart and Watson. You have to play with the Caustic. You don't necessarily play with Gibby, but Gibby Caustic plays so well together. Being able to throw ult inside the bubble, the Caustic's ult inside the bubble, and try to fight that, because now they can't push you. They're forced to go out, but now they have no cover, so they're kind of forced to come in. So his ult pairs up extremely well with the bubble, and it's one of those characters where you can use ults at different time. Like Gibby can use his ult outside, and force people inside, and then Caustic can use his ult, or his Caustic can just use his ult in the building, and now he can save Gibby's ult. So it's good for ult usage and saving ults as well. Because they can always trade off when to use ult, and it's absolutely huge. And their ults are a big game changer when in fights. So that's why I have Caustic up so high. Lastly is, oh, not lastly, but Revenant. Yes, Revenant is a cringe character to use, but be able to use his ult, go to a full team, and you still have arm shield along with the 100 health you get. It's absolutely broken. Being a Gibby inside of Revenant's ult, it is absolutely just an advantage. Like you have to take advantage of it. Even though it's cringe to use. Another thing, when fighting other Gibbies, other characters, Revenant being able to silence another Gibby so they can't bubble, they can't ult, they don't have arm shield, it's a huge counter to the Gibby that you have to take advantage of, and that's why I have him so high up on the list. So honestly, even though it's a cringe character, he's huge to pair up with Gibby, I promise. Lastly for this, B tier, Valk. Valk is the best rotational character to hurry up and get across the map. She's not necessarily the best to fight in a bubble, but the fact you can get to other locations, you can bubble when you get to those locations. And also, if you're trying to get out right away, you bubble, then you can Valk ult. And there's so much protection that you guys can get up in the air for free. And then afterwards, of course, if wherever you land, you can bubble again. So there's a lot of safety and a good rotational character for Valk, and that's why she's so high up. Even though she's not the best for fighting in bubbles or really provides anything, her ult is absolutely huge to rotate, and it pairs up really well with Gibby and being a lot safer to take as well. All right, so these are the A tier. As you guys are wondering, one character on here that you were surprised I have not said yet. That character is Fuse. Fuse is absolutely a huge legend to play with. Against other Gibbies, you know, he can use his ult, and now they can't get out of the bubble. And it's another thing where pairing up with Gibby's ult, it's huge. And I know I've talked about, you know, Horizons and Caustic, and basically Horizons, you know, you have to pair those up together to kind of work. Well, with Fuses, you don't really have to pair up together. It's good for zoning people out to help the Gibby team. Um, Being able to spam nades or clusters inside the bubble while you're fighting inside your own bubble is absolutely huge. That's why I feel like Fuse is top tier, and not a lot of people realize that. He is my go-to second legend. If someone picks Gibby, I am right there on Fuse, and that's why I have him so high up on the tier list, because he works extremely well with Gibbies. Again, his clusters, his grenade spam inside bubble fights, it absolutely just demolishes teams, and it helps you out so much in bubble fights. It's absolutely insane. That's why I have him so high up on the tier list. Next, Bloodhound. Bloodhound's always going to be top tier list no matter what legend you play with. His scans are absolutely insane. His ult ability whenever you're in a bubble, and his ult, he is extremely fast, just like an Octane, whatever it is. He is good to fight in bubbles. That's why I highly recommend it. His scan's absolutely insane. You're able to make push off it, especially as a Gibby. You know where the bubble, you know where the team is, and it's huge. That's why he's so high up on the list, and he'll always be on the list for any legend that you play with. Last but not least, Octane. Octane is my hand-to-hand. This is what I say that is the best legend to play with Gibby. Octane is the best rotation because you get to take it really fast. You don't have to worry about being in the air too long. It's just a quick slide and you just start floating, and you're pretty much out of places. It's good for bubble pushing. You can bubble on Octane's ult, whatever it is. Octane is also extremely good at creating chaos in the bubble. He's able to go to one side and quickly go to the other side. It's just, he's really fast. He can take multiple angles at the same time and play off the Gibby extremely well. And that's why I highly recommend, if you want a rotational character, it's Octane. 100% any day of the week. I recommend Octane. So that has to do it for my kind of tier list of what I think is the best legends to play with Gibby. Hopefully it was really helpful for your future in playing with others, and they ask what they should play. Just think of it as a tier list and go from there. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you guys agree with this pick as well. And in the comments below, let me know if you disagree or agree with some of the things. So I appreciate everybody watching. Yeah. Yo, hopefully you guys enjoyed the YouTube video. Again, it's a little different. Let me know if you guys like these tier lists. I'll keep doing more tier lists, and just give me kind of suggestions of what kind of tier lists I should do. I feel like this was kind of helpful for people that play ranked, pubs, whatever it is, if their friends are kind of lost on what to play with Gibby. This is kind of like a thing to go off of. So hopefully it was really informational. Again, in the comments, just let me know what other tier lists I should do. Let me know if you agree or disagree with some of the legends that I picked and what tiers you think they should be in. So yeah, I appreciate it. Much love, and see you guys in the next video. Peace.